The Evgeni Malkin house break-in. Did you hear about this?
I did hear about this. Now, this is becoming a trend with professional athletes, and I don't understand why they don't have better security. I mean, really?
It's baffling, isn't it?
It is.
You have that much money, and there's nobody watching your mansion at all, and they just break in. So with Evgeni Malkin, so he's now going to be the 5th professional athlete in the last less than 12 months to have his home broken into and raided. So Evgeni Malkin, Tyler Seguin, Joe Burrow, quarterback for the Browns? No, Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati
Joe
Bengals.
Cool, baby.
Patrick Mahomes, and then Mr. Pfizer, Travis Kelce.
Who's going to be in the new Happy Gilmore movie?
Yep. All had their homes broken into and things stolen. So these guys went to Malkin's home. They're playing an afternoon game, 4 p.m. on a Saturday. They bust into Malkin's home. They bust in the back door, break it in. Apparently his safe was unlocked. They just opened it up, and they took his 3 Stanley Cup rings. So there's good news and there's bad news out of this. Bad news, the rings are gone. Good news, the rings that I bought on eBay last week might actually be real. So there's a silver lining in this. But in all seriousness, if you robbed him and you took his 3 rings, just to think about this from the criminal's perspective.
That's going to be hard to move, man.
That's where I was going to go.
Really hard to move.
So how do you play that off? I have his authentic 3 Stanley Cup rings. I'd like to sell them. Well, where did you get them? You either bought them from the criminal or you are the criminal. So
the only thing you could do is scrape that crust off and sell them individually.
Like melt them down and take the diamonds off?
Well, you don't melt it down. You pick them up. From what I understand, just from seeing Adam Sandler movies on Netflix, but from what I understand, you could pull those out. It becomes way less valuable because part of the value is all of them together in that setting on that ring with that logo. That's the value. You break them all down, you're going to make way less money. But if the carats are high enough and all those little diamonds, you put them in one of those little tiny manila envelopes and you can make a few bucks on it, melt down the gold. I mean, you're not going to get rich off of it, but yeah, you could probably make yourself a 20, 30 grand.
And bring back the rings without the diamonds. Thanks for the Prius.
Yeah. Signed Dirty Mike and the Boys. Yeah, no, man, that sucks.
That's brutal.
That sucks for Evgeni. Because look, once your career is long gone and, you've got family, you get, maybe you're on your 2nd, 3rd generation, you got grandkids. That's one of the things that you pull out of the safe every once in a while and say, sure, here you go, grandson. Why don't you put that on?
Well, like you would say, it's unfortunate, but that's just an expensive lesson. You need some security. Apparently his CCTV was turned off.
That's the part that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Were the guards at the New York, the same guards that were watching Jeffrey Epstein in charge of watching security for his place? That to me, that's the part to me where I kind of go, wait a second. Like your safe's not locked, your cameras are off, your alarm system's not working. You didn't call the neighbors to tell them that keep an eye on the cats. Like
there was no 911 call for 4 hours until after the break-in.
And I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that's a little suspicious, is it not?
So you're telling me that if I was dying of cancer, you'd charge me up the wazoo, but this medical injection you want me to take is free and good for me?
Yeah.
Interesting. Fascinating, isn't it?
Listen, there's a reason why they have investigations into insurance fraud. I'm not saying that's what it is. I certainly hope it's not. I really hope it's not. But it's just an unfortunate situation all around.
In seriousness, do you think that could be a situation where he hired somebody, CCTV was off, door was open, they took his rings, insurance, but he still got the rings? I don't want to get too tinfoil hatty, but that could be
I ain't going to speculate.
Let us know in the comment section below. Call the voicemail. We have a voicemail line. You can call anytime about anything. There's a link in the description. What do you think?
Well, look, I think Evgeni Malkin has made enough money over his career that I certainly hope that he's been smart enough with it, that he doesn't have to go and pull something like that. I mean, I know that's crossed the minds of a few players over the years who have gone broke shortly after that they're done playing the game. I mean, it sucks. I mean, it really does. I mean, the percentage, we talked to Corey Schneider about, on previous podcasts, just about how some guys are just a little more flagrant with their money. And I think handing over $850,000 a year to an 18-year-old after they get drafted is dangerous. I mean, that has to be explained to them, how much responsibility comes. Like, that money is not guaranteed forever. And I think some people just think that the well is going to never run dry. And so I would hope that a guy like Evgeni Malkin would have enough people around him to make sure he's taken care of. So I hope that's not the situation. I really hope that's not the situation, but it wouldn't be the first time.
What if he's just bored, looking for the thrill of it? Oh, and I scammed the insurance company. Could be.
Nah, that's, I don't know, man. You play with fire, you're going to get burned on that one. Hey, more hockey content. It might be old, it might be new, it might be a full episode, it might be a half episode, but you can click these boxes because who doesn't like clicking boxes?